Hi, my name is Jeff Fastbinder with Align, and today we're going to do the conversion on the Trex 700E DFC model with the new 700 speed fuselage. Comes in 4 attractive color schemes, very vibrant, very beautiful. Red and yellow, which is what we're going to be doing today. Also we have red and white, blue and yellow, and blue and white. As far as tools that we'll need a 2.5mm wrench, hex wrench, pair of ball link pliers, and some Loctite. Aside from that, you want to take note of some of the instructions as provided to you. Basically telling you if you are running a rear-mounted ESC, you'll need to move that to a forward location for clearance, obviously, because the form-fitting fuselage is very tight to the fuse and the mechanics. You will be removing the tail supports as well as the horizontal stabilizer with the manual. And once we take off those items from our helicopter, we'll reassemble it. So let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and pull the fuselage body out. The new speed fuselage here. Pull out the wrap here, take a look at this. Nice and packaged there. Let's go ahead and pull that off. Very rigid. Looks to be carbon inside here, making it very stiff and rigid in the back. So, looks very nice. And let's get the body out. And the canopy. And when you're peeling it off, just make sure you use your hand. Sometimes static builds up in these bags. Get that off the bag so it comes off nice and clean there. You'll notice the grommets are already pre-applied for you, so that's nice, they're already done. You don't have to do anything there. But set that down, and that's it for the contents of the box. So we just have a boom, the front fuselage area. We have the included carbon fiber fin, a couple 3mm bolts, and the boom support here. So I'm going to pull this stuff right off to the side here, and we're going to get my Trex 700E DFC Pro model here. We're going to take this canopy off. And just to see it, I just want to see how it looks just by checking out the canopy here. We're going to pull this off. It's magnetic right here in the back. Slide that on just to get a sneak peek before I go all the way here. Put that on there. Just give you an idea how it looks. And it looks really nice. Okay? Yeah, it looks good. You'll also notice there's a tip inside the manual. When you are putting on your canopy, you want your blade grips to be 90 degrees or perpendicular to the actual frame assembly. Just makes it easier when you're putting on the canopy, so that way you don't have to spread it out so far to, take off or remove your canopy. So just do that, come out, and there's magnets right in its magnets right here to lock the canopy together. All right, so let's get started on the conversion here. I'm going to go ahead and take off the boom supports. We'll take this off. And this process shouldn't take very long at all, actually. If you have your helicopter ready flying already, you can just remove your boom support, remove your tail case. Should be ready to go. So let's do that. Move this forward now. And let's get this. Let's remove that out of the way real quick. Okay, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to speed this up. I'm going to use the Align fitting bits here, stick it in my little electric tool, just to speed this up. Okay, take that off. About this. Let me take this off too. Alright. Take that boom supports off, no longer needed. Put that away. And then we pop this guy off here. I had tape on here to provide support there on the tail. So just take that off. There we go. Alright, and then let's take off the control rod back here. Hence the need for balling pliers. So I got my line balling pliers. Go ahead and leave that there. And then I'm going to move it this way. And we'll remove these rear screws. There we go. There it comes. Okay, we're gonna need that piece to lock the boom together here. And we will need the washers. I'm going to go ahead and open this up for this fin, because that fin's no longer going to be used. And we'll put this fin away. These screws right here that were used for this particular setup, we'll put these aside because we have longer ones that were included. Pull those out right here from this bag here. Okay. Alright, so we have our new longer 3mm screws, or 2.5 I should say, and these will be used for retaining the carbon fin, so I'll go ahead and stick them through here, the new fin. Alright, and then this will mount on the inside of the boom. We'll get to that in just a second here. I'm going to go ahead and pull the tail case off there. Put that aside. Alright. And now what I'll do is the screws on the back of the tail, we'll pull these out. You'll need to remove these two here and this one lower one that has a span-wise aluminum bar right here. You're going to need to take those screws off when installing your tail boom area. So let's do that. All right. So we had two. The other one was a traditional just Allen head screw, but due to the fact that we're using the boom on the fuselage there, we're going to use the new screws that are provided, so we'll substitute those. There's two screws for the actual fuse here. So let's go ahead and do this. Okay, take that off, and that aluminum rod in the back, you may need a pair of pliers to hang onto that, especially if you Loctite it like I did. And you want to put it back in its position. Those two screws, they're small screws here. Again, we won't be needing those because Line supplied those in the box for us. So let's get that lined up. And I'm going to go ahead and get the blades pulled out so that way it's a little easier to see. Alright, so let's slide on the boom. Just put it on and see how it looks on our T-Rex T-Rex 700E here. Hopefully you can, let's see if I can bring this into the frame here. I want to get that lined up, those holes there. And then we're going to get some Loctite. Of course, I always use Loctite. We have 6 screws to install here. Our servo is still, our rear tail silver is still, retained inside the frame. So we'll go ahead and do a Loctite there. And okay, there's one. Let's get that lower one that's floating. We talked about that lower screw, that crossbar here. Let's see. Make sure that it's in there. Alright. Do another one here. Alright. Tighten that up. Okay. Alright, so there's one side there. Let's do the other side. Again, 3 screws for this process here. Bolting that on. Again, just putting a dab Loctite here. And as far as, if you have any questions about CG or anything like that on your batteries, you can move them forward slightly. Won't require much, but you may, depending on what type of packs you're running. I'm using the Align 60C packs. Just slide that forward there. Let's see. Okay, and I'll use good old line wrench here just to snug those down by hand. Just make sure. And one more time here. Alright, so that's anchored to the front part of the frame assembly. Now we're going to do the tail here. So I have my tail case here. What we need to do is make sure we get this guy lined up in here. So this is the part that has the pin that holds the boom, so the boom doesn't twist. So we're going to go ahead and start the screws here, and then we're going to put this in. I'm going to use a pair of thin needle nose pliers here just to line it up. Put that aside for a second. If your fingers are nice and thin, you might fit in there pretty easily, but if they're not, you might want to use some needle nose pliers just to get it in there. So let me do this. Back that out a little bit. Find the hole. Alright. So let's slide this in now that we have that on. And as far as Loctite, if you didn't put Loctite on your bolts, go ahead and apply your thread lock in the back end here. It's a dab right there. If you didn't put anything on your bolts, go through the back side this way, and that way you have your Loctite applied. and then just slide it in. Tailcase here. Grab onto this so I can see what I'm doing. Okay. Then when you're doing this, you gotta get that pin lined up. Let's see. Gotta pull the screws back so I can slide the tailcase forward. I don't want to take it too far up because I want to hold and retain that aluminum tail support. So there we go. And now that's installed there, as far as mounted anyway. Let's go ahead and we can tighten these up by hand here. You don't want to tighten it too tight. If you look at the instructions, it does tell you, you tighten it snug, but don't over tighten it. If you tighten too much, you can damage the boom area here. So just tight. It's carbon, but still, you don't want to go overboard with tightness here. You have Loctite, and you want to look down just like you normally would at your clamp there. You can see it from the back of the end here, so you can see how tight it is. And we'll pull that tight. And of course, we want to get our ball link reinstalled here, so go ahead and do that now. Pop that on. Alright, boom's mounted. We removed the boom supports. We have the pins that are included with the kit. Let me go ahead and cap off my Loctite because we're done with that. And it's probably getting pretty exciting for you as it is me here, because I'm going to be able to take this out and go fly it. I'm going to go ahead and get this boom support out too. Let's go and slip on the canopy here, see how it looks, all dressed up. Again, you want to turn your blades 90 degrees, so that way the pitch links are out of the way, and it makes it easier to slide your canopy on. So you just go like this, slide it over there, and that's it. Your grommet locations are the same, nothing's changed in that respect. You just put it on there. Do this side. And one more here. There it is. And there you have it. I got the clips here. I'll just leave those to the side right now. Well, we just finished up converting the Trex 700E DFC to the new Speed 700 fuselage here, as you can see. Full color, it looks beautiful. It's ready to fly. Took a few short minutes to do the conversion process. As you can see with the torque tube, you just slide on this boom area here. Slides right on, very simple. Snap on your links to your tail control rod to drive your rudder. And that's about it. I mean, we've got the new included fin on here. The way it sits, it stands. I'll go ahead and put that so you can see when it's on its legs. It sits dead flush, basically with the ground. And it just looks beautiful. So can't wait to get this flying, get it out in the sky, see how it looks in the air. I hope you enjoyed watching this short conversion process. My name is Jeff Fastbinder with Align. If you have any more questions about the Speed fuselage, you can look at the www.align.com.tw website for more details. Thanks for watching. My name is Jeff Fastbinder.